Mobility Monday. I am just about to start my workout for today, so I hope you will join me for that. And then please stick around because immediately after the workout, I am going to be doing my weekly Monday Mobility Challenge, and I would love for you to try that with me as well. All I'm using for today's workout is my sandbag and my jump rope, but you do not need any exercise equipment whatsoever to follow along with this workout because I will be providing equipment-free substitutions. There are timestamps in the description box down below the video, so if you would prefer to just skip straight ahead to the workout, you can go ahead and use the chapter markers to do that. But if you would like to see the exercises briefly demonstrated and explained before we begin, let's go ahead and get into that right now. So first of all, let me talk about my jump rope. I have Rebecca here with me today. Rebecca is my adorable black jump rope with these cute little white skulls on the handles. If you would like to know where I get my jump ropes, there is a link and a coupon code in the description box down below the video. So click on the link and use coupon code Rebecca to save an additional 10% on your jump rope. If you do not have a jump rope, that's fine. You have a couple of different options. Option number one, you can simply eliminate the jump rope sections. The middle part of the workout, we're starting and finishing the workout with jump rope. So the middle part of the workout will absolutely work on its own as a standalone workout. So that's option number one. You can just skip over the jump rope section, go straight to the sandbag or strength training section, and that's it. That can be your workout. Option two is you really can just substitute with any other type of cardio exercise you want while I'm jumping rope. So there are two jump rope sections. They're both going to be about 10 minutes long, plus or minus about 10 minutes long. So instead of jumping rope, if you want to include the cardio sections, you can just hop on the exercise bike or the treadmill, or if you have an elliptical or something like that, you can hop on one of those for about 10 minutes while I'm jumping rope, and that can be your cardio section. You can also go for a jog, so you could jog around your neighborhood, or if you have access to the field at your local high school, maybe jog around the track a few times. If you're super fast, maybe you can do 2 miles in 10 minutes. If you're not as fast, maybe that's 1 mile for you. I think for most people, it's somewhere in between there. So say maybe 4 to 8 laps around the track while I'm jumping rope would work. Or you could do up and down the bleachers. Same thing if you have stairs in your home or your apartment complex. Or if you want to take your workout to a local beach or a park or a hiking trail that has steps, up and down the steps is another great option. If you have a heavy bag, you can work on your heavy bag for about 10 minutes. So really just plus or minus about 10 minutes of any type of moderate paced cardio you want to do while I'm jumping rope will work. If you do have a jump rope and you do want to jump rope with me, we're just doing sets of 100. So when I say a set of 100, I'm talking about revolutions of the jump rope. So I always just kind of jog in place like this while I'm jumping rope. If you're more comfortable jumping with your feet together, fine. If you're really good at jump rope, you can do something a little more challenging. You can do a boxer shuffle, you can do high knees or jump rope jacks. It doesn't matter. The only important thing is that we're counting revolutions of the jump rope. So 100 revolutions of the rope is one set of 100. And with each of my 2 jump rope sections, I'm going to be doing 10 sets of 100. So if you don't have a jump rope, but you also don't have stairs close by, you don't have an exercise bike or treadmill, or you don't want to like go for a run, you really can just pantomime jumping rope, and that works as well. Okay, so you can just pretend to be jumping rope like this, which really I'm just kind of jogging in place. So if you don't want to be swinging an imaginary rope, you don't have to. You can just jog in place and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and do 10 sets of 100 like that. So any type of moderate pace cardio exercise that you can realistically sustain for about 10 minutes is going to work. So just choose whatever kind of cardio exercise you want. Do it for about 10 minutes, and those can be your cardio sections, all right? So the middle part of the workout is super simple, just 2 exercises. So I'm going to be doing sandbag cleans as my first exercise, and then I'm going to be doing a squat variation for my second exercise. So let's talk about hip hinges, because if you do not have weight, you're just gonna be doing good mornings or any other type of hip hinge exercise. So this is going to apply to the sandbag cleans, it's going to apply to your equipment-free substitutions, and it's also going to apply to whatever squat variation you choose to do. So let's talk about hip hinges, shall we? So the first thing I want you to think about is trying to tuck your shoulder blades into your back pockets so that your shoulders are back and down and your chest is lifted nice and high. Next, I want you to think about really tightening up your abs like someone is about to come along and punch you. as hard as they can in your stomach, and you are bracing for that impact. That is how tight your abs should be. And then finally, I want you to think about pushing your booty back. We are hinging at the hips. So think about trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty. At the same time, remember, you're keeping those shoulder blades tucked into your back pockets, which means that your chest is going to stay lifted nice and high. So at the same time you're trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty, also think about trying to touch the wall in front of you with your chest. You want your spine to be elongated. You want your back to stay flat, so you're trying to avoid a rounded back. So tuck those shoulder blades into the back pockets. Shoulders are back and down, chest is lifted high, your spine is elongated so that your back stays flat, and all of your weight should be in your heels. Do you see how I can actually pick up my toes? So you want to keep pushing that booty back, keep lifting your chest, your spine is elongated, your back is flat, and also notice that there is a soft bend to my knees. So you do not want to actively try to straighten your legs here. Do not lock out your knees. Make sure there's a soft bend to your knees, and that's it. That's a hip hinge. So if you do not want to add weight to the workout, or you just don't have anything that's going to work for weight, you don't have any equipment, you can just do good mornings. So you can have your hands clasped together behind your head. You can have them just kind of fingertips touching the back of your ears. You can have your arms crossed in front of you, whatever feels comfortable for you. But a good morning is basically just a hip hinge, okay? So shoulders are back and down, chest is lifted high, abs are tight, pushing the booty back, keeping that chest lifted high, keeping your back flat, and keeping the weight in your heels, keeping a soft bend to your knees as you hinge at the hips, and then press your heels into the ground, hinge at the hips to stand. So that's just a good morning. You could do good mornings. You could do a deadlift variation, one leg deadlift, something like that, but that's your equipment-free substitution. I am going to be doing sandbag cleans. So what I'm going to be doing is tucking my shoulder blades into the back pockets. I'm going to be pushing my booty back and hinging at the hips as I bend down and grab a hold of my sandbag by the handles like this. And then I'm going to press my heels into the ground. I'm going to hinge at the hips to stand, just like we did for our good morning that I just showed you. But as I do that, I'm going to bring the sandbag with me. I'm going to flip it up and over and catch it in my elbows so that it looks like this. And then I'm going to reverse the movement. So I'm going to flip the bag back up and over, and then hinge at the hips and place the bag back down. I'm not going to let go of the bag in between reps, but I'm just going to tap it to the ground. And that's a sandbag clean, super simple. So hinging at the hips, clean the sandbag, reverse the movement. Press the heels into the ground, hinge at the hips, bring the bag with you, flip it up and over, catch it in your elbows, then flip it up and over, and place it back down. All right, so if you don't have a sandbag, but you do want to include weight and you want to clean something, you can clean a barbell if you have a barbell. You also might be able to fashion something similar to a sandbag by using household items. So maybe a duffel bag or a backpack filled with some sort of weight. If not, you could do like kettlebell snatches, or if you have like one heavy dumbbell, you could do a dumbbell snatch. Something like that, or again, deadlifts. So maybe you could do, if you have kettlebells or dumbbells, or even like a heavier household item, like one of those big 2.5 gallon jugs of water, or a big jug of laundry detergent, or a big bag of dog food or kitty litter, you could do deadlifts. So for example, if you don't have something with handles, you could use like a big bag of dog food or something. You could grab it by the sides, and you're not gonna clean it, but you could just do deadlifts, and that works. Okay, so just get creative and use what you've got, but any type of hip hinge exercise with or without weight will work. And the second exercise is a squat variation. So again, your squats actually start with a hip hinge, a very small little hip hinge. So same thing, shoulders are back and down, chest is lifted high, abs are tight, pushing the booty back, back is flat, weight is in the heels. From this position is where you can sink down into your squat, okay? But you wanna think about hinging at the hips first before coming down into your squat, because if you don't do that, if you think of your squat as kind of going straight down, what's going to tend to happen is that your knees are going to end up out over your toes, and that's really not the movement. So when you add that little hip hinge and then sink down into your squat, that helps you to keep your back flat, keep the weight in your heels. And that's just a basic air squat, okay? So remember, flat back, weight in the heels, Make sure you push that booty back, add that little hip hinge right before you sink down into your squat, and you're good. So there's your equipment-free substitution. That's just a basic air squat. If you're not adding weight, but you do want to increase the difficulty, you can add a jump, you can add a kick, you can add a leg raise. You can do any squat variation you want, with or without weight, okay? So just make sure whatever squat variation you choose, you're keeping your back flat, keeping your weight in your heels. I'm going to be doing a squat with an overhead press. So I'm going to be holding my sandbag like this. So I'm going to kind of have my sandbag balanced on my knuckles, and I'm going to hold it in front of my chest. From here, I'm going to do my squat, and then I'm just going to press my bag up overhead. Straighten my elbows, press the bag up overhead, and then bend my elbows, bring the bag back down so it's in front of my chest. Super simple. So the squat itself is not any different than our air squat. All I'm doing is adding this overhead press, pressing the bag up overhead and then bringing it back down in front of me. So you can do that with pretty much any type of weight, okay? So a medicine ball, a kettlebell, dumbbells, household items, a jug of laundry detergent, a bag of dog food. Just, again, get creative and use what you've got. As long as you can find something that you're able to maintain a secure grip on so that you're not going to drop it and hurt yourself or break something and make a mess. And as long as it's not too heavy for you, then pretty much anything will work for weight. And if you just have nothing at all that's going to work for weight, or you don't want to add weight to the workout, that's fine. Just do any squat variation you want without weight added. And that's it. Those are the only 2 exercises we are doing today. So now here's the format for the middle part of the workout. So this is going to be 2 ladder workouts happening simultaneously. So with regard to our sandbag cleans, we are going to be descending our ladder, and with regard to our squats, we are going to be ascending our ladder. So there's going to be 5 rounds. With each round, I'm going to deduct 10 reps of my sandbag cleans, and I'm going to add 10 reps of my squat variation. So with round 1, I'm going to be doing 50 sandbag cleans and just 10 squats. With round 2, we're going to be descending the ladder for our sandbag cleans. So I'm going to deduct 10 reps. I'm going to do 40 reps of sandbag cleans. And then for my squats, we are ascending our ladder. So I'm going to add 10 reps. So 20 reps of squats. And then for round 3, 30 reps of sandbag cleans and 30 squats. Round 4, 20 reps of sandbag cleans, 40 squats. And with round 5, just 10 sandbag cleans and 50 squats, okay? So sandbag cleans are going 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 as we descend our ladder, deducting 10 reps with each round. At the same time, with our squat variation, we are ascending our ladder. So we're starting with 10 reps, then we're doing 20, 30, 40, and 50. So with each round, we're adding 10 reps, okay? So that is the main part of the workout. Before we get to that, we're doing 10 sets of 100 with the jump rope, and then we're finishing with another 10 sets of 100 with the jump rope, and that's it. That's the workout. So hopefully that is clear. If not, please remember that I do always take the time to type out the instructions in the description box down below the video, and of course I'm going to do the entire workout right along with you. So watch me do it, read the instructions, but then of course, as always, if anything is unclear with the format and how everything fits together, if you have questions about the exercises that we're doing today, any doubts about how to do the exercises with the correct form, or if you need any further help with equipment-free substitutions, if you need to see beginner modifications, I'm always here to help. So please ask questions if you have them. It is very important that you understand how to do the exercises correctly before you begin the workout, so that you reduce your risk of injury, and also just so that you make sure you're getting the maximum benefit out of each exercise. And you guys know it's also incredibly important to me that all of my workouts are always accessible to anyone and everyone who wants to do them with me. So I'm always here to help facilitate that. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions or if you need help. I also want to remind you, especially if you're going to be working out along with the video, to please go at your own pace and mind your form. Do not sacrifice your form for speed. So if you're in really good shape, you're definitely going to be faster than I am, and that's wonderful. as long as you're not losing anything off of your form to get there. If you find that you're racing to stay ahead of me and your form starts to get sloppy, that means you need to slow down. And if you're racing to keep up with me and your form starts to get sloppy, you need to slow down. If you're slower than I am, be slower than I am. That is also wonderful, because you would not even know that you're slower than I am unless you got dressed and you got out here and did the reps with me, okay? As long as you're putting in the work, don't worry about how fast you're going. Worry that you're doing the reps correctly. It is always going to be safer and more effective to slow down and do your reps with excellent form than it is to race through and let your reps get sloppy, let your form get sloppy. So please make sure that you're going at your own pace. If you're faster than I am and you get too far ahead of me, you can always skip ahead in the video. If you fall behind, either because you're just working at a slower pace than I am, or you're needing to take rest breaks where I'm not taking them, or you're needing longer rest breaks than what I'm taking, that's fine. Pause the video and just come back when you're ready, okay? Challenge yourself to keep your rest breaks as short as you can, but they should be as long as you need. You should only resume the workout once you feel that you have regained enough strength and you have enough stamina so that you are capable of continuing with good form. So please be smart, be safe, use your common sense. Listen to your body and make the decision that is best for you. Make sure that you are working to your own level. So that means going at your own pace and minding your form. It also means choosing a weight that is appropriate for you. So nothing that's too heavy. It means modifying the exercises if needed. So if you need to drop the weight and switch to the body weight versions of the exercises that I showed you, that is what you should do. If you need to shorten up your range of motion, that is what you should do. Okay, please do not push your body into doing anything that it is not ready to do, and just do your best. Please remember that your best is always good enough, so let your best be good enough. But if you want to have music to help get you through those cardio sections at least, then make sure you have a speaker close by. Get a playlist ready of songs that you love. And other than that, all you're going to need is some sort of weight and a jump rope. Again, if you have nothing that's going to work for weight, that's fine. You don't need to add weight. But if you are ready to start the workout, gather whatever equipment you need. So for me, that's just a sandbag and my jump rope, but you may also want to grab a kettlebell or dumbbells or household items or a speaker. So gather whatever equipment you need. Pause the video, meet me right back here. We're going to start with a quick little 5-minute warm up and then we'll get right into this workout. So as soon as you're ready, let's get started with our 5-minute warm up. You're going to begin by just allowing your head to fall towards one shoulder. Place your hand on top of your head and just rest it there. Make sure that your arm is completely relaxed. You're not pulling your ear down towards your shoulder. You're just allowing gravity to do all the work of gently stretching the other side of your neck by just using the weight of your arm. So now we're going to do the other side. So you let go with your hand, allow your head to fall towards the opposite shoulder. Place your hand on top of your head and just rest it there. Make sure your arm is completely relaxed and make sure your shoulders are completely relaxed. Again, they should be down, away from your ears. Next, we're going to do some head rolls. So you're going to start by just allowing your chin to fall first towards your chest and then towards the opposite shoulder and back. And each time you roll your head from one shoulder to the other, just start feeling your head getting heavier and heavier as you allow your range of motion to increase until finally your entire torso is just kind of spilling down in front of you. Your arms should be nice and loose like a rag doll. Next, we're going to do some shoulder rolls. So I always roll my shoulders to the back. You can roll them towards the front if that's more comfortable for you. Just make sure that you're really exploring your full range of motion here. So make those circles as big as you possibly can. Next, we're going to do some arm circles, but we're going to start small with our arm circles. So extend your arms straight out to the sides and start by making small circles either towards the back or towards the front. It doesn't matter, but gradually as the interval progresses, you're going to start making those circles bigger and bigger until finally you are making the circles as big as you possibly can, exploring your full range of motion. Now step your feet out so that they're a bit wider than shoulder width apart. Bend your knees and sweep your arms down in front of you. As you straighten your legs, you're reaching up towards the ceiling as high as you can. And each time you bend your knees, just start allowing your range of motion to increase. sinking deeper and deeper into that squat. Now keep your feet planted right where they are. They should be wider than shoulder width apart. We're just going to lunge side to side, and now add the arms. So now with each lunge, I'm reaching my arm across my body. Should feel like you're trying to throw your arm across the room. Next, we're just going to march in place. So step your feet in and march. Knees are low to start, but gradually, as the interval progresses, you can start driving your knees up higher and higher towards your chest until you're driving your knees up as high as you possibly can towards your chest. Feel a nice little stretch in your glutes, and now we're gonna jog in place. Same thing, knees are low to start, but gradually you're going to start driving your knees up higher and higher towards your chest until you're driving them up as high as you can. One more jogging interval. Next is booty kicks. So now with each step, you're just going to bring your foot behind you. Really try to kick yourself in the booty cheek with your heel. If you struggle with balance, you can hold onto the wall or a chair for support for this next one. If not, hands on the hips is fine. Transfer your weight into one foot. Pick up the other foot and just swing the leg front and back. Nice and loose. Just waking up those hip flexors. You're gonna do the other leg. So you'll put this foot down, transfer your weight again, pick up the other foot, and just swing the leg front and back. You can start low, and then if it feels comfortable, you can start swinging that leg higher and higher, expanding your range of motion. Now put this foot down, we're gonna transfer the weight again, pick up the opposite foot, extend the leg in front of you, and then bring it around and behind, making a little semicircle. Each time you make that semicircle, lift the leg higher and higher, and for the last two, we're gonna do a hip circle, so drive the knee up towards your chest, use your hand to guide it around, other leg. Extend the opposite leg in front, bring it around and behind, making a semicircle, lifting your leg higher and higher. Each time you make that semicircle, and now two hip circles. Drive the knee up towards your chest, use your hand to guide it around, and we'll finish with a quick hamstring stretch. I'm using this post to assist me. You can use the wall or a chair or the arm of your couch. Just helps you to keep your back flat, which is going to help isolate your hamstrings more effectively. So if you use the arm of your couch or the wall or a chair or something to assist you, it just can make it a little bit more comfortable getting into that stretch. It might make it a little bit more accessible for you, a little easier. But that's it. That's our 5-minute warm up. So let's go ahead and get right into the workout. If you are not including the cardio sections, use the chapter markers to skip ahead to part 2 of the workout. But if you are doing the cardio sections with me, plus or minus about 10 minutes or so of any type of moderate paced cardio exercise you want to do is fine. I am doing 10 sets of 100 with my jump rope. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. I'm starting my timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. So any style of jump rope you want to do is fine. We're just counting 100 revolutions of the jump rope. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100. Just gonna mark a little slash so that I don't lose track of how many sets I've done. So that was my first set of 100. I'm going to do 9 more. I want to keep my rest breaks in between the sets as short as possible. So I'm gonna zip the lip, Try to conserve some energy. You know what we're doing. Let's go. 9 more sets of 100 as soon as you're ready. about 9 minutes. So, like I said, plus or minus about 10 minutes. So 8 to 12 minutes on the exercise bike or the treadmill or the heavy bag or up and down the stairs is fine. All right. Just giving myself a minute to breathe. I want to let my breathing normalize just a little bit. I want my heart rate to come down a little bit before I start on this second part of the workout. So this is our simultaneous ladder workouts. So we're doing sandbag cleans, and then I'm doing a sandbag squat and press. Starting with 50 sandbag cleans, 10 reps of my sandbag squat and press, 5 rounds of those 2 exercises, and with each subsequent round, we're deducting 10 reps of our sandbag cleans, and we're adding on 10 reps of our squat variation. So any kind of hip hinge exercise you want to do, combined with any squat variation you want to do with or without weight will work. If you need a longer rest break so that you can towel off, get something to drink, just pause the video and come back when you're ready. I'm going to go ahead and start on part 2. So I'm starting with 50 sandbag cleans. So shoulders are back and down, chest is lifted high, abs are tight. Pushing the booty back, keeping my back flat, keeping the weight in my heels, keeping a soft bend to my knees as I hinge at the hips. Grab a hold of the handles of my sandbag. Now I'm going to press my heels into the ground, hinge at the hips to stand, and as I do that, I'm bringing the sandbag with me, flipping it up and over, catching it in my elbows. Now I'm going to flip it back up and over, hinge at the hips to return to my starting position. That's 1 rep. So clean the sandbag, put it back down. Hinge at the hips, flip the bag up and over, reverse the movement. That's 3, 4, and 5. We're going to 50. Do your best. That's 30 for me. I have to do 20 more. That's 40, 10 more. That's 50. So now just 10 squats. Any squat variation you want to do, with or without weight, is fine. I'm going to have my sandbag balanced on my knuckles. I'm going to do a sandbag weighted squat, holding my sandbag in front of my chest, and then going to press the bag up overhead. 10 reps. So holding the sandbag in front of my chest like this, squat, overhead press, 10 reps. All right, that's round one. So now, with each subsequent round, I'm going to be deducting 4 sandbag cleans and adding 10 squats. So for round 2, we're starting with 40 sandbag cleans. If you don't need these long rest breaks, you don't have to take them. If you're stronger than I am, if your stamina is better than I am, you know what we're doing. Just remember, go at your own pace, whether that's faster than I am or slower than I am, doesn't matter. Just go at your own pace and mind your form. As soon as you're ready, here we go. 40 sandbag cleans. That's 20 for me. Halfway there. So do another 20 reps. So now 20 squats. Round 2. I know it's tough. So for round 3, we're doing 30 reps of each exercise. It's always a total of 60 reps with each round. All right, it's tempting to rest longer because my heart rate is still quite elevated, but I feel like I can continue, so I'm gonna push myself. I'm gonna go ahead and start round 3. If you need a longer rest break, pause the video, come back when you're ready. Starting with 30 sandbag cleans. So now 30 squats. Last round we did 20 squats. So we're adding 10 this round. But I was really struggling with those last few reps. So I don't think there's any way I would be able to do all 30 reps of these squats without pausing to rest. So I'm going to try to do my first 15 unbroken if I can, and then I will assess the situation, see how I'm feeling, see if I can keep going. But I have a feeling it's going to be everything I have just to do my first 15 unbroken. All right, as soon as you're ready, here we go. 30 squats. So that was 15. I'm halfway there. But I don't think I can do another unbroken set of 15. So I'm gonna see if I can do my next 10 unbroken, and then I'll just take a short rest break, hopefully. Finish up with my last 5. Break them up however you need to. And if you are stronger than I am and you don't need to break them up, you don't have to break them up. I'm picking up my count at 15. So my goal is to see if I can do another 5 unbroken. Wish me luck. That's 20. Did I say 5? I meant 10. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. So that's 25. Just gonna take a short rest break here because I'm only recovering from a set of 10 as opposed to a set of 15. And I'm only aiming to complete 5 more reps as opposed to another 10. So last 5 reps, picking up my count at 25, is 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. All right, that's round 3. Just 2 rounds left to go. I'm loving this workout. It's super tough, and I'm thinking that this would also make an incredible workout if you just cut everything in half. So don't be surprised if you see this exact same workout again soon, but with 5 sets of 100 to start, 5 sets of 100 with the jump rope to finish, and then in the middle, same exact format, but instead of moving by 10s, move by 5s. So sandbag cleans would go 20, 15, or 25, 20, 15, 10, and 5. And squats would go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm sure I'm gonna do that soon because I really like this format, and I think if you don't have as much time, it would still be a great workout if you cut everything in half. All right, as soon as you're ready, here we go, round 4. So deducting another 10 reps, which means we only have to do 20 sandbag cleans. Here we go, as soon as you're ready. This time we're already halfway there. Life's about balance. Well, one half of each round gets easier, the other half has to get harder. So that was relatively easy at this point in the workout, but now 40 squats at this point in the workout is going to be pretty tough. So I'll probably see if I can do my first 15 unbroken again, but I might just have to start tackling these in sets of 10 from here on out. We'll see what happens. I'll try to do my first 15 unbroken if I can. But if I need to pause, I'll pause and just start doing sets of 10. All right, when you're ready, here we go. So 40 squats this round. I'm going to try to get to 30 the same way I did last round. So I'm going to rest for a minute here and then see if I can do another 10 unbroken. Short rest break and then finish up with 5 more. Or maybe I'll see if I can do 2 sets of 10 back to back and then do my final 5, we'll see. For right now, my goal is to do my next 10 reps unbroken if I can, so I'm picking up my count at 15. It's 20. if I can do another unbroken set of 10. That'll get me to 35. And then I'll just take a short rest break, hopefully finish it with my final 5 reps. So here we go. Picking up my count at 25. That's 30. I'm thinking, how am I going to do 50 of these next round? I'm just gonna break it up. Same thing I'm doing now, I'll get it done. All right, I'm gonna keep this rest break really short because I only have to do 5 more. Picking up my count at 35. When you're ready, here we go. Last 5 reps. 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. Oh, that's it. That's round 4. All right, just one more round to go. Let's go ahead and start it, because even though I'm still recovering, this is just 10 sandbag cleans. Let's push through and get these done. This is our final 10 reps of sandbag cleans on the whole day. All right, so now all we have left to do is our final 50 squats. It's tempting to say we're halfway through round 5, but that'll be pretty misleading. 50 tough reps to go. It's tempting to just say I'll break these up into sets of 10 right off the bat, but I think I want to push myself and see if I can do my first 15 unbroken again. So break it up in whatever way works for you. As soon as you're ready, here we go. So now my goal is sets of 10. If I can do that 3 times in a row, I will be ecstatic. But if I get to a point where I can no longer do sets of 10, it's fine. I'll start doing sets of 5. We're gonna get it done. But my goal here is to get to 25 before I have to pause and rest again. That's 25. I really want to be able to do that twice more. Just going to take it one step at a time. So taking a good minute to breathe here. And then I'm going to pick up my count at 25. And it will again be my goal to do one more set of 10 before I have to pause and rest. All right, one more deep breath. Picking up my count at 25. That's 35 for me. If I can just do one more unbroken set of 10, that'll get me to 45. And then I just have to worry about finishing up those final 5 reps. Again, it's tempting right now at this point to just say, let's just do 3 more little baby sets of 5. But I do want to push myself and see if I can do one more unbroken set of 10. So that's my goal. Picking up my count at 35. So that's 40. That's 45. Just 5 reps left, and then we're done with our strength training section. Done with the sandbag, done with squats. All we have left to do is our final cardio section. Okay, just 5 more reps. 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50. right, so if you're just doing part 2 of the workout, use the chapter markers to skip over our final cardio section. Do your bonus burpee with me, and then do a quick little cool down with me, and then remember to stick around for the mobility challenge. Try the mobility challenge with me, and then you can do your stretching, hop in the shower, eat some lunch, get on with the rest of your day. If you are continuing on with me, we're just doing one more cardio section, so it can be exactly what you did for part 1. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do another 10 sets of 100 with my jump rope, or you can do something different. Again, the point is just plus or minus about 10 minutes or so of moderate paced cardio, so it really doesn't matter what you do. So after that middle section, and out here in this heat, it's actually really hot today, and with my legs feeling fatigued like they are, I'm probably going to be tripping over my jump rope a lot. So I will take this opportunity to remind you that if you trip over your jump rope, that's fine. You do not have to go back and start the whole set over. Just take a deep breath, leave it behind you, and get right back into it. Just pick up your count where you left off. I know it's frustrating to trip over your jump rope, but do your best to not let that frustration dictate your mindset moving forward. We still have like a solid 10 minutes to go, 1,000 revolutions of the rope. It's quite a few reps left, so you don't want to allow the frustration to sabotage the rest of your workout. It's only natural and normal to feel frustrated when you trip over your jump rope. I get that. I'm not saying to not feel the frustration. I'm not saying it's wrong to feel it. I'm just saying that you have to do your best to leave it behind you and try to reframe it. As long as you're out here doing the work, you're getting your heart rate up and you're getting the reps done, try to focus on that. That's really the important part. If it gets to the point where it's just too frustrating, you're tripping too much, drop the jump rope and just do something else. Just jog in place or do up and down the steps or some other type of cardio exercise. Okay, so I'll probably be tripping over my jump rope quite a bit, and you'll probably hear me get frustrated with myself, but I'm just gonna do my best. I just know it's gonna be hard to get my feet up and over the rope at this point. All right. I feel like I'm probably ready to go ahead and start. My legs maybe are not ready, but I feel like my heart rate is okay. My breathing is pretty normal. If you need a longer rest break, again, you can pause the video, towel off, get a sip of water, and when you feel that you have regained enough strength and you have enough stamina, your heart rate is where you want it, your breathing has normalized, and you're ready to go ahead and start part 3, let's go ahead and get right into it. So, final 10 sets of 100 with the jump rope. As soon as you're ready, here we go. Halfway there. 5 more sets to go, let's push. tripped on rep like 93. So rather than just doing another 7 revolutions of the jump rope, just gonna add an extra 10 reps onto this set. So I'm gonna count to 110 with this set, and hopefully I can get through it without tripping. And 10 more to make up for that trip towards the very end of the last round. All right, we made it. Final set of 100. Let's push. I did not set a time goal today before the workout, but by the time I got to the final round of part 2, I was looking at my timer and I saw that I was at about 45 minutes. So at that point, I made it my goal to finish in under an hour, and I made it with 3 seconds to spare. It took me 13 seconds to spare. It took me 59 minutes and 47 seconds. So I'm good with that. We are not quite finished yet. No workout of mine is ever complete until we have done our bonus burpee. So we have just 1 rep left to go. But first, whenever I do a workout that incorporates jump rope, in addition to my bonus burpee, I also like to do a bonus set of 100 with my jump rope. The bonus burpee is mandatory. The bonus set of jump rope is completely optional. So if you don't want to do the bonus set of jump rope, that's fine. Just take another minute to breathe, cheer me on, and then we'll do our bonus burpee together. If you would like to join me for this bonus set of jump rope, again, any style of jump rope you want to do is fine. We're just counting 100 revolutions of the rope. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. So we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that is 100. So that is our little bonus set of 100 with the jump rope. And now we have just 1 rep left to go. Let's go ahead and do our bonus burpee together, and then the workout will be officially complete. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. This is our final rep of the day. officially complete. So let's just do a quick cool down together. You just want to keep moving for a couple of minutes after the workout while you allow your heart rate to come down a little bit and while you allow your breathing to normalize, so you can pace back and forth, shake out the legs a little bit, and focus on slowing down your breathing by really feeling your diaphragm being pulled down as you inhale. Allow your rib cage to expand and visualize filling up your entire torso with air. Feel that breath going all the way down to your belly button, and then use your diaphragm to control the air as you exhale. Let's do a quick shoulder stretch. So bringing one arm across your body, using your other arm to pull it in close to your chest. Make sure your straight arm is completely relaxed, and make sure your shoulder is relaxed so you can feel that stretch. Keep moving while you're doing these stretches. So I'm kind of shaking out my legs a little bit. You can even just shift your weight from foot to foot, or you can pace, whatever feels good to you. One more deep breath here. So send that breath all the way down to your belly button. Control the air as you exhale, shake it out. Let's get the other side. So bringing the opposite arm across your body, using your other arm to pull it in close to your chest. Straight arm is completely relaxed, shoulder is relaxed. Keep moving and keep focusing on slowing down your breathing. Really feel that stretch in your shoulder. Let's take one more deep breath here. One more time, breathing all the way down to your belly button as you inhale. Filling up your entire torso with air, and then controlling the exhale. Shake it out. Let's do a tricep stretch. So bending one elbow. Place your hand on your elbow and gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. And you want to make sure that your free hand, the fingers on your free hand are pointing straight down at the ground. So you're trying to avoid having this free hand hanging out up here somewhere by your shoulder. Point those fingers straight down at the ground as you gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. Feel that nice stretch in your triceps. Keep moving. Let's take one more deep breath here. Control the exhale and come out. Let's get the other side. So bending your other arm, place your hand on the elbow and gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. Fingers on your free hand are pointing straight down at the ground as you gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. Making sure you're continuing to move. Again, I'm just kind of shifting my weight from foot to foot. You can shake out the legs. You can pace. One more deep breath here. So one last time, breathing all the way down to your belly button. And use your diaphragm to control the exhale. We'll finish with a quick quad stretch. So if you struggle with balance, you can hold onto the wall or a chair or the arm of your couch or your dining room table, kitchen counter for support. You're going to bend one knee, bring the foot behind you, reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with the hand that's on the same side if you're holding onto something for support. If you are not holding onto anything for support, you can reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with both hands, and then you're going to press your heel into your booty cheek. Really press it in there, and as you do that, you want to make sure you're tilting your pelvis forward, so think about kind of tucking your booty underneath you and trying to touch your spine with your belly button. As soon as you do that, as soon as you combine both of those two elements, you're going to instantly feel that stretch intensify in your quad muscles as you isolate them more effectively, but I also want you to feel that stretch extend all the way up to your hip flexors. So shake it out. Let's get the other leg. So one more time, bend the opposite knee, bring the foot behind you, reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with the hand that's on the same side if you're holding on to something for support. If you're not holding on to anything for support, you'll reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with both hands. Press your heel into your booty cheek and tilt your pelvis forward, tucking your booty underneath you, sucking that belly button all the way back to your spine. And as you tilt your pelvis forward, make sure you're continuing to actively press your heel into your booty cheek. Feel that stretch intensify in your quad muscles and feel that stretch extend all the way up to your hip flexors. Let's take one more deep breath here. So one more time, sending that breath all the way down to your belly button as you inhale. Control the exhale and come out. And one last time, just shake out the legs, shake out the wrists, shake out the arms, swing the arms a little bit, and that's it. That's our little cool down. So if you find that you are still breathing heavily, your heart rate is still elevated, just take a few more minutes. You can continue to pace around a little more. You can do a little more light stretching. That's a wonderful idea. Just remember that this little bit of light stretching that we do during the cool down does not take the place of a proper stretching routine. It's still really important to make sure that you're taking a good 15 or 20 minutes every day to stretch. It's going to go a long way towards helping to alleviate any muscle soreness that you might be experiencing after the workouts. It is also going to help reduce your risk of injury moving forward, and of course it's going to improve your flexibility. So make sure that you're taking the time to stretch every day, but also please make sure that you are doing so safely. So if you have 15 or 20 minutes right now to do your stretching, immediately after the workout is always going to be the most efficient and the most effective time to get it done because your muscles are already nice and warm from the workout. But if you don't have time to stretch right now, that's fine. It doesn't matter what time of day you do your stretching, just as long as you get it done. Just remember that if you do put off your stretching until later on in the day, your muscles will have gotten cold again, so you'll need to take a few minutes to warm them back up. You never want to jump into your stretching routine with cold muscles because your muscles need to be warm in order for them to be pliable so that you can stretch them safely and effectively. But that's it. That is the warm up, the workout, and the cool down. So now it is Mobility Monday, so that means that I found another mobility challenge on Instagram for us to try. I'm going to go grab my phone so that we can watch it together and we understand what it is that we are about to attempt. All right, so I am watching the Instagram reel right now. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at so that we can watch it a few times together. All right, so she is taking the head off of her broomstick, so you'll need a broomstick or something similar for this. Then she's starting with the broomstick behind her back, and she's coming down into a squat and tucking the broomstick in between her knees. Let's watch it again. So, it's very dramatic, this opening part. Okay, so she's bringing the broomstick behind her, squatting, holding the broomstick between her knees. And now, her arms are extended straight out in front of her, so obviously you cannot use your arms or your hands to assist you in any way. Let's watch it one last time. I'll be skipping this opening part. I'm just gonna start by squatting down, holding my broomstick. So now she's picking up one leg at a time and she is bringing the knee underneath the broomstick, and so that she's ending up with the broomstick kind of balanced on top of her legs. So it's a super simple movement, but I think it's gonna be really tough. She makes it look very easy, but I am not confident. I'm going to do my best. So obviously for this, you're going to need a broomstick or something similar. So grab like a mop or a broomstick or something like that. You might even be able to use like a cardboard roll from like a roll of wrapping paper or something like that. So get creative and use what you've got. I think most people have a broomstick, so grab a broomstick and we'll give this a shot and see what happens. All right, so if you would like to be all theatrical and make a big show out of unscrewing the top of your broom and throwing it to the side in slow motion, be my guest. I'm just gonna start by bringing my broomstick behind me. And now I'm going to come down into a squat, and I'm kind of holding my broomstick in my knees, and I'm going to extend my arms out in front of me. Okay, so far so good. Now for the hard part. So now I have to pick up one foot. I'm going to bring the leg up and over and try to see if I can scoop my knee underneath. Okay. I did it. Now I have to repeat it on the other side though. Yeah, she made it look a lot easier. Hers was very smooth. Mine so far has not been smooth, but we're halfway there. So let's see if we can repeat it on the other side. So now picking up the other foot. How did she do this without the broomstick like falling off? I don't understand. Okay, well, let's try. That's a fail. All right, I told you I was not confident going into this. So I might have to watch her do it again. She made it look so easy, but I knew this one wasn't going to be easy. And unfortunately, my first attempt was not a success, but worked wall rules, all right? You guys know the drill. Every week when we do these Monday mobility challenges, you get 3 attempts. As long as you are able to successfully complete the challenge within those 3 attempts, that's a win. I will tell you that even if I am not successful today, even if I am not able to successfully complete this challenge right now, I am going to keep working on it, because I always keep working on these mobility challenges after I make this video and share it with you. I like to keep working on them so that I can get them nice and clean and looking as good as I can, so that I can make my own Instagram reel and share it tomorrow. So if you're not following me on Instagram, please follow me on Instagram at BugSusan. I will also, assuming I'm able to successfully complete this challenge at some point, I will also be sharing it as a YouTube short. So look for that tomorrow, hopefully. But getting a little ahead of myself, because so far I haven't even managed to successfully complete the challenge. So if you were not successful, don't worry, you're not alone. We're going to try it twice more. If you were successful, let's do it again in solidarity, okay, with me and the rest of us who were not successful the first attempt. And then you can maybe work on cleaning yours up a little bit too, and maybe you want to share it as an Instagram reel or a YouTube short. If you do, let me know and tag me. But regardless, let's go ahead and try it again. So this is going to be attempt number 2. So here we go. Deep breath. Starting with the broomstick behind me, I'm going to come down into my squat, holding the broomstick between my knees. Now this first transition was pretty easy, like easier than I thought it would be. But it's this second part that's like crazy hard for me. All right, let's try it again. I think I did it. Okay, it was not beautiful. It was not smooth. It didn't look great. Hopefully whatever I share tomorrow for my Instagram reel and for my YouTube short will be much better looking than that. But I did it. I think I did it. Okay, so I still need to work on it. I need to practice. I need to clean it up a lot more, but I'm calling that a success because I was really nervous that I was not going to be able to do this challenge, and I'm very happy that I was technically able to do it. So we're going to do it one more time anyway. We always do 3 attempts. So if you were not successful with either of the first 2 attempts, you get one more shot at it. And if you were successful, one or both of those first 2 attempts, let's do it one more time anyway, again, in solidarity, and so that you can work on cleaning it up. So, I'm so relieved. Now I just need to do it one more time successfully to make sure it wasn't a fluke, and then I need to keep practicing it until it looks pretty. It's never gonna look as pretty as hers, but if I can just get it looking halfway as good as hers, I'll be happy. All right, so one more deep breath. As soon as you're ready, here we go. Attempt number 3. So starting with the broomstick behind you, squat down, grab the broomstick in between your knees, and now we're going to pick up one foot, bring the leg up and over, scoop that knee underneath the broomstick. And now we have to repeat that on the other side. So picking up the other foot, now bring the leg up and over. Bring the knee underneath until the broomstick is balanced on top of your legs, and that's it. It wasn't pretty, but we did it. So thankfully, that is another successful Monday mobility challenge in the books for me. Let me know how you did with it. Let me know if you were successful. And if you did this workout with me today, thank you so much. Please let me know what you thought of it and how you did. Thank you to everyone who has been working out with me lately. And even if you are not doing the workouts with me, thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for liking and sharing the videos. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful and supportive and engaging comments. It truly does mean the world to me. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. If you are not subscribed already, please subscribe. And of course, a great big thank you to those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for years. Please know that I appreciate you all so very much. One final reminder that if anything was unclear with the format of today's workout and how everything fits together, if you have questions about any of the exercises that we were doing today, if you have any doubts about how to do these exercises with the correct form, or if you need any further help with equipment-free substitutions, if you need to see beginner modifications, I'm always here to help, so please ask questions if you have them. That is going to do it for today, but before I say goodbye, I just have to say one final thank you to those of you who have been watching the videos all the way until the end and commenting with the secret code phrase of the day. So before I say goodbye, I will give you today's secret code phrase of the day, but before I do that, I will say Happy Groundhog Day, because it's Groundhog Day. So in honor of Groundhog Day, the secret code phrase of the day today is, I couldn't imagine a better fate than a long and lustrous winter. So if you are still watching this video, hello, please let me know that someone is still watching by going down to the comment section and leaving me a comment that says, I couldn't imagine a better fate than a long and lustrous winter. Or comment with your favorite quote from the movie Groundhog Day. There are lots to choose from. So off the top of my head, don't drive angry. My father was a piano mover, so too early for flapjacks, but I've got my phone here. So, all right, so many to choose from. This is one time where television really fails to capture the true excitement of a large squirrel predicting the weather. Today is tomorrow. It happened. I'm not going to live by their rules anymore. Let's see. Did I say don't drive angry? I must have. It's going to be cold. It's going to be gray, and it's going to last you the rest of your life. What would you do if you were stuck in one place and every day was exactly the same and nothing you did mattered? So you get the idea. You're not limited to those, but your favorite quote from the movie Groundhog Day is the secret code phrase of the day today. So my favorite quote from the movie Groundhog Day is, I couldn't imagine a better fate than a long and lustrous winter. So happy Groundhog Day. Now do your stretching, have your shower, and then pop some popcorn, watch the movie. That is going to do it for today, and I will see you all next time. Bye.